folks, welcome back to Good Enough Customs. So last week we left off with, work my way over here, all these tools left out. So last week we left off with getting that piece in, and I wanted to hold off until I actually got it. I got the Pour 15 put on it. I had to study up on the Pour 15 stuff. It's actually super easy. We'll go over that here in just a moment, but I figure, hey, while I'm doing that, why not go ahead and knock out these two pieces as well, top side and bottom side. I can go get those guys covered up, get that part done, get that piece that we need done over there done, you know, in order to get the other pieces that we need up there done. And it's actually a really quite simple little setup. And I had totally forgot what all I'd ordered. I knew I'd ordered the Pour 15 stuff, so it was the Pour 15 Rust Preventative permanent coating, paint directly over rust. Going back and reading the directions and seeing what's going on there. Basically, hit it with the wire brush, hit it with the wire wheel, what have you. Knock all loose crap loose. Once you got all that knocked loose, then you come back and you hit it with the degreaser. This is a water-based. It's not your normal stuff. So this is a water-based degreaser. This is basically to prep it so there aren't any leftover contaminants or anything like that, you know, left over on the metal surface. And then once you're done with that and it dries out good, then you come back and you hit it with the metal prep, which is the metal etching rust neutralizer. So you slap this stuff on there. I haven't read far enough into it to see exactly how long it's supposed to stay on there. I know it says that it does work best in warmer temperatures, 70 plus. It's like 30 degrees outside today, so so I got the heater set up, got it cranking in here, and it's warm in the shop right now. I'm literally sweating. So so that way I can go ahead, I can hit all this crap with the wire wheel, knock everything loose. And I figure since I'm going to be doing it, I might as well go ahead and hit that whole piece, because that whole piece needs to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and knock all that out. Probably going to knock out some of the other stuff, sensuous things. Cinches in there, might as well knock out some of this crap. So I think that's what I'm going to do first, is get in here, kind of lay it all out in my head so I know where all I'm doing, what all I'm doing, so I can make the most of my time with this, because once I get that crap on there, I got to just let it sit and dry. So that's going to put me out for, you know, a while I'm waiting on that to dry up. And let's see. Can be recoated or top coated when dry to the touch with a slight finger drag, typically 2 to 6 hours. So once I get everything prepped, which will probably take me, you know, hour-ish. Shooting high here. Once I get it all prepped and ready to go, maybe an hour, get all the paint and crap on there, get all Pour 15 stuff done, get the process knocked out, probably another hour, hour and a half, and then get it on there, couple 3-4 hours maybe. Definitely want to keep the heater running and try to let that thing cure out really well, so that way this is all done and I don't have to worry about it. Then once all this crap's done and it's dry good, and that first little piece I just put in over there, once that's dried up good, then I can get the other piece. You know what, instead of pointing, why don't I just walk over there? So once I get this guy painted and this whole piece, you know, I got to knock all of this garbage loose. I got to clean this thing up a lot. But this piece right here does rust out pretty common. So once I get this all cleaned up and get this all done, then I can Pour 15 in it and be ready to go. I probably ought to get over in that corner and dig all that, you know, seam seal. Get all that crap out of there, because I don't want to have to do this over here, over there. Ugh. Working in this little corner over here really sucks. That's how it'll probably be a little bit easier, just because I can lean in and use my right hand. But yeah, still. So what I'll probably do is, once I get this thing done, get this piece done, I'm gonna grab this guy whenever I go to do all the pour 15 stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the underside of this guy. Go ahead and get all the underside done. That way that's all done, ready to go. Mainly because this piece sits on top of this piece. So nice little spot for moisture to set up. And then I can just kind of let that guy sit and dry up. Once it cures out and it's done, it's ready to go, I can weld her in there. It's only got the one seam at the back, and then a couple spots underneath. That's it. There's not a whole lot to weld on that guy. So I'm not worried about bubbling up the pour 15 stuff. If I do, I can come back and cover it. Really, my main concern is getting that one piece where it overlaps. Getting that guy protected really good. So that's my plan for the day. I'm gonna try and get all that crap done, and hopefully I can get all that crap done. So I guess I will catch up with y'all here in just a few minutes once I actually get cranking on this. All right, so first thing I'm going to get started on, actually, since it's the easiest to get to, is this. So I've got all these old spots that I've got to get ground down. So I got the flat disc about ready to go. We're going to grind these guys down, try to smooth this out pretty good, and probably go ahead and start cleaning up on some of this rust with the flat disc. And then we'll get back in here with the wire wheel and, you know, finish her out. So I'm gonna get rolling on this and I'll check back here shortly. Alrighty, so I got that all cleaned up. I had forgotten to grind these welds down back here on the back side of this guy when I did that. So just kind of went over everything with the wire brushes to knock all the loose crap loose. And I still got a little cleanup to do back in there. I never did clean them welds up. Maybe I won't worry about those. I don't know. So pretty much this is ready to go for cleaning and getting the metal etch stuff, the rust converter, etching, you know, the stuff. So this side's pretty well ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and start over here doing this side. That way I can get everything cleaned, or everything, you know, all the dust and crap kicked up. Then I can come back and do all the wiping down and cleaning up and doing and prepping, and basically have that side and this side both clean at the same time. So I'm not kicking up a bunch of, you know, get this side done, ready for paint, and then I'm kicking up a bunch of dust over there. So go ahead and get them both sides squared up. So I'll join back with you over there. Alrighty, so it's a little easier to work right here. So I don't know if this is the best camera angle. This is about the best spot I could find in this mess in the front of this guy to try to catch him. Stop. Crap moving around everywhere in here. So I don't know if you can see everything or not. Let's see, we got that corner. We got that corner. You might be able to, you might not. So what I'm going to do is try and clean up as much of this crap as I can. I got a little seam seal over in this corner that's got to get taken care of. Right through here, not much going on here other than just cleaning up just crap, some burrs, stuff like that, nothing major. Same thing back over here, just cleaning up some crap. And then, like I said, over here I got to get some seam seal out and try and clean this up the best I can. So that's pretty much it. I guess get to it. All right, so that corner over there is actually not bad. It's nowhere near like this guy was. So this corner's in pretty good shape. I got it scraped down, just kind of giving it the old once over there with the eyeball. Yeah, there's some surface rust, but it doesn't appear as though it's soft. There's nothing here that tells me that this is rotten over in this corner. So I'll double check it from underneath, but I'm pretty sure this side's pretty good. So I think we're pretty good in that respect. It does appear as though I still have, all down through here. Yeah, pretty much the entire front edge of this guy has still got a nice line of seam seal on it. So need to get that crap off of there. So I guess I'm gonna work on that real quick, and then we'll move on to cleaning and getting this stuff prepped and ready for some paint. So, yay! So as far as that part of the prep is concerned, we're done. So now all that's left to do is wipe it down with the degreaser stuff, let it air dry, and then head to the back, do the same, and then we hit it with the etching stuff, whatever that is. Hit it with that, let that dry up good, and then we can start slathering some paint on here. So I'll catch back up with y'all here in a few. All right, so went back and read over all the directions pretty well. Basically, the degreaser cleaner stuff, it gets a 4-to-1. You make a warm water and that stuff to do a 4-to-1 type. What's the word I'm looking for here? Mix. So 4 parts water, 1 part water-based degreaser. Wipe everything down, clean it up real good, and then I don't think it's on screen, but I have a bucket of just some clean warm water, and it said use warm water on on all this. So I got a bucket of clean just warm water, and then this guy I've got a 4-to-1 solution made up, and basically it just says go through and wipe her down. Now, from what I was reading on this, This is all water-based stuff, so it shouldn't leave any residue behind or anything like that that could affect any of this stuff, you know, doing its job. So that dude's wiped down. I'll slide this in the back. Yeah, maybe. Tight quarters in here. And then I've got my bucket of just regular old water that we just come back and basically just rinse it off really, really good to get that solution off of there. And then we just let her air dry. All right, I'm gonna let this air dry, and I'm gonna go do the tail pan, and then we'll come back and do the metal etch stuff. I'll have to have gloves for that. So we'll do that, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so it says you can wipe this stuff on, spray this stuff on, paint this stuff on, smear this stuff on, all that. So I just grabbed an old spray paint lid, and I've already done the back, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this front. And basically it just says put it on here, let it sit. It needs to stay wet for up to around 20 minutes, and once it stayed wet for a good 20 minutes or so, come back and hit it with just some water and wipe it down real good. And then after that, you're good to go to put the Pour 15 stuff on. Now, one thing it does say is proper PPE. I'm following part of that. I've got gloves on. It did say something about, you know, not getting it in your eyes. I think that's kind of obvious. It is an acid of some sort. I would think if you got it in your eyes, that would probably hurt pretty bad. So we're going to do our best not to do that. It also says if you get it on your skin, to wash that off pretty quick. So I did end up getting some a little bit on my arm just a little while ago. I don't know if anybody's ever used aircraft stripper, like back in the 80s and 90s. That stuff, you got it on you, you knew about it, because it would burn. God, it would hurt so bad. This stuff, I got it on me, but I didn't feel anything. So I wiped it off and we're good, but I just knew I got some on me because I felt it hit me, but it didn't burn like aircraft stripper does. So it's definitely not as acidic as that stuff. But apparently sitting for 20 minutes should take care of the rust. I can already see it eating some of the rust up. Catalyze everything and make it, you know, ready for the good stuff. So I'm gonna that backside is still good and wet, so we're gonna let that sit for just a little bit, you know, 20 minutes. This is good and wet, so we're gonna let it sit for a good 20 minutes or so. Basically I'm just gonna keep an eye on this, and I'll pick back up with y'all once this stuff is sat and done its deal. Then I'll come back and wipe it all down, and we'll be ready to go for the Pour 15 stuff. So I'll catch up with y'all here in just a few minutes. Make sure I don't have any stuff on my fingers, so I don't end up melting part of my camera for some reason. So, all right, I'll catch back up with y'all here in just a bit. So we're about 20-25 minutes in on this. So let's get some water on here and start wiping this down. I don't recall if I was supposed to wear a glove doing this, but I figure since the way to clean this stuff up is with water, then I should be good. All right, so my heater kicked on, and I'm kind of trapped in here, so anyways, this is all wiped down now. I've got to let this dry out really, really good. It said has to be absolutely dry before you can apply the Pour 15 to it. So we're gonna let this stuff sit and dry up, probably for a good half hour or so, just to make sure both pieces are really, really good and dry. And then I'll come back to it and start on the Pour 15 side of it. So I'll catch up with y'all here in about a half hour. Well, alrighty, everything is dried up really, really well. It's probably been a good half hour, 45 minutes since I finished up on this. So you can kind of see this stuff used to be really good and shiny. Now it's got a little bit of a haze to it. You can kind of see some of the discoloration and etching that's gone on here. All the rust. It's got kind of a bluish hue to some of it, you know, but the rust is now not so much rust colored, more of a black kind of shade. Yeah, so this stuff's all ready to go. I would show you that one right now, but you know, I'm out here. I got to get over there to work. I have to climb down in here and then go up and then step over the rear axle and then step over the it's a mess. So anyways, getting ready to put on the Pour 15, and this is what we got. Let's see. Yep, the Rust Preventative. Was just going through the directions and I was getting ready to start shaking the can, because what do you do whenever you're getting ready to paint? You shake the can. It actually says on the directions, I'm glad I actually read it. It actually said, let me see if I can't find it. Where's it go? So anyways, I'm glad I read the directions on it, because it actually does say on the back of the can, Pour 15 Rust Preventative coating, like all Pour 15 coatings, should always be stirred, not shaken. So kind of doing the opposite of the old James Bond stuff here. Which brings up another good point is I don't have any stirrers. I'm digging around over here hunting for some sort of paint stir, and yeah, I don't really have one. So I think what I'm going to use is an old hacksaw blade that I have laying around over here. I'll wipe it down and clean it up before I open up the can and start, you know, stirring. But I think I'm just going to sacrifice this guy unless I can find something else I can use. So actually, I got a piece of I got a piece of round steel right here. Yeah. How about a piece of old brake line? That'll work. So I'll clean this guy up so it doesn't contaminate anything, and then we'll get over there and get started slinging some paint around. Alrighty. Well, it does say put it into a different receptacle. That way you don't risk getting contaminants into the can. So I had this little Rubbermaid, you know, to go thing just kind of sitting around. So cleaned it out real good. So now we just paint this stuff on. And it says basically to do minimum of 2 coats. So we'll do the first coat, and then we'll do another coat here in just a little bit. The brush that I'm using, or both the brushes actually, that I was using for this, I just picked them up at Harbor Freight, cheapies, little nothing brushes, because yeah, they're pretty much ruined after you do this stuff. So I think these things are like $1 a piece or something. So they weren't very expensive. They're not super nice brushes. We're not doing anything that we're not doing anything with this that's going to be seen from the outside. As a matter of fact, most of the stuff's going to be covered up and never seen again, hopefully. So ain't gotta be pretty on this. And everything I've heard about from this stuff, or heard about this 415 paint, is definitely want to wear gloves. Because it ain't coming off your skin until that skin comes off. So stuff will be there for a long time. All right, so let's get y'all over here so you can see. So you can see that stuff goes on pretty good. It's kind of got a self-leveling thing where it just kind of fills itself on in. So this part's pretty well done. I guess I'm gonna get up front and do that. I won't worry about dragging the camera up there because, you know, it's like watching paint dry. So I did go ahead and get that guy. Went ahead and got him covered. I know I still got some welding to do on that. I'll just hit the edges with the grinder, and I'll you know, I just wanted to make sure that guy was good and covered before I went and welded it in. So so these guys, they got to sit and dry for a couple hours before I can put another coat on. So I'm gonna go up front. I'm gonna do that front cross member piece, bed support. Go ahead and go up front and get that done, and I guess I'll catch up with y'all guys tomorrow, because it'll be tomorrow by the time all this stuff's cured out good. So I guess we'll see you then. All right, good morning. Came out earlier this morning, fired the heater up, got the shop back up to temperature. Let it sit for an hour or so to get good and warm in here. So this stuff cured out pretty good overnight. You can kind of see the finished product. Now, you know, this is not a finish coat. This is just, you know, a base coat type thing. So either that's some trash or I missed a spot. I'm pretty sure that's just trash. Yeah, it's just trash. So it's all dried. It's good and hard. Already went back over that as soon as I came in this morning, hence the gloves. Already came in and got that thing with its second coat on it. So I'm fixing to put the second coat on this guy and this guy, and then as soon as all this stuff dries up, then I'll come back out, probably this afternoon. I'll come out and get this last panel, kind of get him fit in and welded up, hopefully. One thing I did notice is when I was over in that corner, getting the paint and everything, the 415 on all that, I noticed that that piece over there doesn't have this hard edge. It actually goes at an angle, so I may need to cut this piece off at an angle here, just kind of make it match over there. No big deal. Quick work with the cutoff wheel. So I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get these guys, you know, second coated, and then go inside and work on editing. And as soon as this stuff dries up for just a little bit, you know, cures out good, then I'll come out here and start working on this last patch panel and get it fitted in, and hopefully have that guy welded up and everything done by the end of the day. And then the real fun starts on getting all this crap cleaned up finally. You know, got to get the rest of the seam seal off. Still got leftover metal in different places from where the spot welds, you know, ripped metal and did all that stuff. So we'll go through that and get all that cleaned up, and that'll be next on the list on the K5, is getting that crap done so I can hopefully get the floor done. Dang, I'm tired of the floor. So anyhow, I'm gonna get to it. I'm not gonna worry about filming this part of it. It's literally just me with a paintbrush going over it, and it takes literally, I think I got the front done in like a minute and a half. because we're just doing second coat. We're not having to make sure it covers super good. We're just doing a second coat just to make sure that it's good and thick and everything is covered. So I'm gonna get to it and I'll catch back up with y'all after this stuff cures out. So it's been, I don't know, 2.5, maybe 3 hours, and she's still a little tacky. So not quite dry all the way, but I got a schedule to keep here, people. So I'm gonna go ahead and get cracking on this. I went ahead and cut this angle out, which kind of matches. I don't think you can even see it on camera, but there is an angle there that's very similar to this right here. So I cut that corner off, got this little angle going, make it look as close to factory as I can. And yeah, got this guy kind of set in here, ready to go. Now, like I said, in the last time we were messing with this part of it, I'm not sure why it's wanting to kick like this, but pretty much I can go ahead and weld down here in this corner. I wish I could have my other hand out here too, but basically I'm going to weld down here in this corner and right here, and maybe I can get this top edge with some pressure put on it. That should hold it in place, and then I can get in here and tack it a little bit further in, make sure that everything's holding where it should be. So I'm gonna get cracking on that and see if we can get this thing pretty close to done for that section. Actually, it'll be damn near done by that time. Only thing left to do is get down here where the bolt goes through for the wheel well to connect back in to all of this stuff. I got to get that hole cleaned out. I got a little bit of stuff on me. I've also got some on my knees from where I'm having to climb up underneath here. So you can kind of see the spots that are on the floor and where they're smeared. Yeah, that was the ones that got on my pants. And it bled through my pants, and now I've got basically a black stripe on each knee. Yay! So those will be there for a minute. But anyhow, so I'm gonna get cracking on this and try to get this all done. So that way this part is wrapped up, and then we can move on to actually getting the floor done. Dun, dun, dun. So I'll catch back up here in just a minute. Well, alrighty, there she is. Got it all welded in. Definitely not my best work, but you'll see there's a common theme going on here. Like I said before, not that big a deal. This is actually going to be covered up with carpet and or insulation. It's going to be covered up, so we ain't got to worry too much about that. Let me cut this light out. So, good thing is we got that stuff done. Next step is, I know I've said this multiple times now, got to get this perimeter cleaned up. We got, a fair amount of rust coming in right here. That'll have to get all cleaned up. That's going to get pour 15. Actually, everything, basically the entire inside of this truck is going to get pour 15 on the top, and at least for the floor portion, we're going to do the bottom as well, especially around all the seams. Well, we're going to seam seal everything, but we'll still put pour 15 on most of it. So anyhow, but that's going to wrap it up for this one. Pretty much out of time. It's Sunday afternoon. I've got most of the edit done. I still got to finish up this part that I'm recording right now and get everything else ready to go to get her uploaded. So I've got to get in and get that finished, plus domestic duties. But anyways, in other news, we actually hit the 1,000 subscriber mark this week. I believe it was Tuesday the 13th. My buddy Jason, he put a freaking call out on Facebook to all his friends, just like, hey, go follow this guy right now. And I tell you, I think I got, within like 2 hours, I got something like 15 subs. It was pretty awesome. So big thanks, Jason, to kind of nudge me right over the line there. But I was sitting there at the office just like, holy crap, he didn't say he was going to do it or nothing. And just kind of looked over at Facebook for a minute and was just like, okay, well, thanks. It was like 2 hours later, boom, hit the 1,000. So it was pretty awesome. Big thanks, Jason. So anyhow, so now the channel's monetized. Yay. Maybe I can get some of those big YouTube bucks. From what I understand, it'd be like $1, a couple bucks a month, something like that. But, you know, if I'm getting paid to do it, doesn't that make me a professional? Jeez. Anyways, so that was a big deal and a really cool thing. So thanks a lot, Jason, for getting me just kind of nudged over that line there. So I really do appreciate it. And thanks everybody else who has, you know, supported me along the way. You know, I know Jason was one of the first guys that jumped in there whenever I started the channel. You know, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all guys and gals that tune in and follow and do all that fun stuff. So anyway, so we're done with the Blazer for today. Probably done with the Blazer for a couple weeks. I'm going to pull Harvey Dent back in. Probably this coming up week. Jackson's out of school, so he doesn't need his truck right now. So we're going to pull Harvey Dent in and get to tearing into the suspension, doing the axle flip in the back, and cutting up the coil springs up front, putting the drop shocks on it, and getting that guy a little bit of an altitude adjustment, and make it cooler. So we're still going to keep tabs on every dime we put into that truck, just because I'm curious. I kind of want to. I don't want to say I'm going to remake the wheel by, you know, basically doing another Steve type thing. You know, Steve, I don't think you could do that nowadays with a square body, especially. But, you know, I got $4,500 wrapped up in Steve, total money. Now, granted, I've had the truck for about 5 or 6 years, you know, but I'm kind of trying to do the same thing with Harvey as what I did with Steve, which is just a little bit over time, kind of build it up, and make it just a little bit cooler each and every time you jump into it. So we're sitting right at $2,000 on just getting the thing on the road. And I think all the pieces and parts for the suspension, it was like $200 for the shocks. I think it was $100 for the C-notch, and like $20 for the axle flip. Those things are cheap. So we'll probably be, you know, under $300, maybe $300 ish. Now we'll probably just a little over $300. So we'll still be under $2,500 total money in that truck, which is awesome. So that's going to start next week. We're going to get on Harvey and get rolling on that. We're at least going to get started on it. It probably won't be on the channel for a couple weeks, because I think next week is going to be our little step back in time. So I believe next week we're going to take a little walk back through memory lane and check out some of the past things and where they are now, and kind of the future of the channel, and kind of where I'm planning on going with some of this other stuff. So, but anyways, I do appreciate each and every one of y'all that tune in week to week whenever you get the chance to tune in. I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all that have subscribed. If you've made it this far into the show and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button down there. That just helps to grow the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button too. That helps. Every little bit helps. So let's get this thing cranking and going, folks. Daddy wants some more projects. So anyways, but yes, a big thank you to everybody. And tune in next week. I think next week's going to be the walk down memory lane. And then we'll be showcasing some more Harvey goodness. So Thanks once again. And just remember, folks, ain't got to be perfect. Just good enough. Y'all have a good one and have a Merry Christmas. And we'll see y'all next time.